Good morning, everybody. Welcome to what I hope is my first reading vlog. If I'm speaking quietly, I'm sorry. It is like 6:30 in the morning. My sibling is doing an art degree and they need me to come and help them take some photos of them in said art this morning. So I woke up bright and early. Oh god. I'm tired. I just slept like shit. Excuse the wet hair. Yeah, so I won't be reading this morning. I usually read in the morning. I won't be reading this morning. I'm currently reading Hibiscus, which I'm nearly done with. I'm bad at this. And I am reading Godsgrave on audio. I actually recorded a few clips last week before I had planned to do like trying to do a weekly reading vlog vibe. And I did have some thoughts about Godsgrave, so I'll insert that here. So it's 8 in the afternoon. I've been reading Godsgrave. I've been listening to it like doing gardening, like an old lady, and actually like really enjoying it, and then running around with the dogs like a fool. But the one thing that I really notice about Jay Kristoff's writing is that he really can write a fight scene. And like most of the time I couldn't give a fuck about a fight scene, eh? Like I just skim them. I just like skim them and pretend they don't exist because they're so boring. And like if it's in an audiobook, I'll literally like zone out doing the dishes and realize that I haven't checked into what's happening in this fight whatsoever. But the way he writes battles, I actually give a shit. Like the setting of this, which I can't really say because it's gonna spoil it if you haven't read it yet. It's not something that just would usually be my jam. I don't like it in books. I don't really like it in movies either. If I watch movies or TV shows, it's just not my vibe. But like the way he can write a fight scene, I like it. It's good. And yeah, I'm just gonna get ready, make myself some coffee in a little takeaway mug, and get going. I think we're gonna go to a forest or something, so if I can get some footage and get them to say hello, I will. Okay, I'm at my sibling's house, just waiting for them to finish up some stuff, but this is Dipper. Say hello, boy. Oh, he's enormous. Oh, okay, he's enormous. She's such a bastard. God, look at this beautiful baby. What an asshole. This is so backlit. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Are you helping your parent with their project? No. He's a sweet boy, but he likes to shout. I'm always fixing my hair in these clips, I'm sorry. Hi! I'm just gonna add my own. This is my sibling Jay, say hello! They're studying art at Michaela's. This is their project. And we're confusing people in the street. Fashion. Oh yeah, look at those back muscles. Is that as dramatic as your pose can get with a skirt? Okay. I'm just gonna film and then you can clip it whenever you need to clip it. It looks so cool. Yes, hold her belly. Her booty. And we're in such a freaking fancy part of town. We should go to Bishop's. We're going to be opposite Bishop's. Good afternoon. I am back home. I've just been working, yeah. I've had dinner, but I have had a chance to listen to a little more of the audiobook of Godsgrave. That book doesn't fuck around, eh? Yes, sis. Like, I'm not making any sense. If you haven't read this book, never presume that anything that you presume is correct, if that makes any sense. Like, you're probably wrong. You're probably very wrong, because shit just keeps hitting the fan all over the place, and I'm not sure what. I don't know how to feel about it. It's very weird. But I like it. I do like it. But, it's an intense one. I should also finish Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Ngozi Adiche later. But I will update you about that when I do it. Now I'm just going to sit like a potato and watch YouTube videos. I will probably update you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning right now, and last night I did actually finish Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Ngozi Adiche. I really loved it. I mean, her writing is so incredible. It's just so, it was very interesting. Like, I don't usually tend to read books that are too much based around religion. I'm quite a staunch atheist. I grew up in a Catholic missionary school, so I entered Catholic and left atheist, but I'm definitely of the mind that people should be able to believe whatever the hell they believe if they're not hurting anybody. Like, just, have respect for other people's beliefs. That's what I think. But it's very interesting to me that this book was on my school's on their recommendation, on their set list. It wasn't for me, but it was for my sibling, because this talks about the missionaries going into Nigeria, or it references it, and the father's religious fanaticism and his hypocrisy and the stifling of the traditional beliefs and religions that were existing in Nigeria at the time, and like the balance between the two. It even mentions at one point, it even talks about colorism, where the missionaries actually preferred people who were of a lighter skin, which was incredibly interesting and makes sense. Like, missionaries. Anyway, I'll talk about this more in my wrap up. So I'm about to start, speaking of religion, I don't know how this has happened. Next thing I'm reading is Sistine Secrets by Benjamin Blech and Rory Dolinger. I think that's one of those names. I looked up how to say Black because it's a Jewish name, but Dolinger, I really don't know. I think it's my accent. I think my accent is the problem. It's very heavy because it's got pictures. This one, I tend to read... I read old, new. So books I had when I moved to Cape Town a few years ago that I really need to get, when I say a few, 5 years ago, that I really need to finish. And then books that I've received more recently. This guy I moved with. Because if you guys didn't know, I have an architecture degree. And I studied art history at school. And I've read a lot of books about Michelangelo and Leonardo and all of their art. I love... It's so bizarre, but I love religious architecture. Like, if I don't actually agree with religious beliefs, goddamn, you guys can do architecture. So this is about the Sistine Chapel, and it was just after they cleaned it, and it talks about, apparently, all of the secrets that are hidden in here, or in the painting itself. And a lot of people, I have heard of some of them from my art teacher in school. My art teacher in school was quite rebellious when it came to the school's side of things. I think it'll be quite interesting if it's good, because the thing is, I pick up books like this at at exclusive book sales, like sight unseen. I'm like, oh, I'm interested in the Sistine Chapel and Michelangelo, let me just pick it up. And a lot of those books are on my donate pile upstairs, like DNF'd. So hopefully this one's a good one, but it's going to be interesting because all of the work that I've read about the Sistine Chapel, about Michelangelo and Leonardo, have been mostly secular, I reckon. And this is written by 2 Jewish men. Benjamin Blech is a rabbi, which is very interesting. So I'm interested to see that sort of angle. I'm hoping it talks a lot about the art, just from a personal point of view, because I'm not
I really struggle to read about religion. It's just not my bag. If it's for you, that's so great. I really don't want to come across as intolerant here, because I used to be. I did used to be, but I've grown up since then. So hopefully this one will be a good one. I'm going to stop holding this up now because it's really fucking heavy. Just finished my workout and found this little guy in the bathroom. He's just curled up like that because, oh, there he is. Oh, hello, mister. I don't know what you guys call these in your countries. Are these millipedes? Are these centipedes? Look at all those legs. My God, he's really dusty. Oh, I'm sorry, boy. Or girl, or NB queen. I don't know. But here we call them shongololos. Just thought that would be a fun piece of South African trivia. This is, oh no, that's, that's a sculpture. Shongololo friend. This is my little beside the desk writing team. Usually there's a Hugo there, but he has to be in my face. Hey, he has to be in my face. He's a snuggler, as you can see. It's not. He makes that noise when he's really happy. He looks. Oh my God. Anyway. I have finished work for the day. I finished up a little bit early, so instead of getting on with more work stuff, I figured I can actually get on with normal life stuff. So I am going to watch YouTube and change my duvet. Oh, Jesus. Change my duvet, because I haven't changed my duvet set in a while. So maybe I can do one of those. Maybe I can actually challenge myself to learn how to do something in editing. And maybe like, did that work? Did I get it to work? I don't know. Anyway, I've done doing my duvet. This is it. It's got, it looks wrinkled, but it's got like proteas and stuff on it, and giraffes. These are my favorite. They don't have voice boxes, isn't that amazing? And elephants, and then the whole African continent. I live under this label. Hi. Okay, it's Wednesday afternoon. I was gonna update you until I finished Dark Dawn, because I was so close, and I just did, and I'm so shook that I had to come update you right now. Wow. I mean, I can't say anything because it's a sequel. It's the second in a trilogy. So I can't really say anything because it's really spoilery. But if you've not read the series yet, just know that if you think you know what's happening, you're wrong all the time. Just like literally at every step, you're wrong. It's absolutely bizarre. But there was some really like hectic, unexpected twists happening in there that I really didn't expect. And there was a whole new angle. See, I can't talk about it properly because it's a sequel. But fuck, the fight scenes are really like I spoke about them previously in this vlog, but they're real icky. Like, is that a professional way to review a book? It's icky. Like, it's really gross. Like, she'll literally say she felt her blade go into his brain. It's nasty. But it's still, like, I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I previously mentioned that I know Reed with Cindy really didn't like the first one, Nevernight. And probably, and like, that book is great. I mean, that video is great. It's hilarious. Cindy's hilarious, obviously. So I can see why she doesn't like the series from those things. I can totally agree with it, but like, it totally depends on what bugs you and what doesn't. So if you like the first one, it's different to the second one, but not in the way you expect. See, how am I supposed to talk about this? Anyway, I'm going to carry on. So yesterday I told you that I started reading Sistine Secrets, and then yesterday evening I DNF'd Sistine Secrets. Yeah, I got Jesus, I don't even know, like less than 50 pages into this, and then realize it is a very, very religion-based text. It's written by two men who are, I mean, the one guy's a rabbi and the other guy is very educated in Judaism, and a lot of the secrets they're mentioning are to do with the battle between the Catholic and the Jewish faiths. And it's got a lot to do with their traditions and things like that. So if you like that kind of thing, if you're into art and you like reading about religion, this is probably really good for you. It's got a 4 stars on Goodreads. I mean, I don't give my own star ratings, but like 4 stars for like for the 1,000 reviews. Is 1,000 reviews a lot? I don't know. But yeah, if that's your thing, this is probably really great. Sorry, I got interrupted by my therapist changing my appointment for tomorrow. So then I picked up Johannesburg by Fiona Melrose. I funnily enough heard about this on Simon Savage's channel, like Savage Reads. Like, why am I hearing about a South African author about my own city from a British man? Whatever. Anyway, I'm Joburg born and bred. This is written across one day, the 3rd of December 2013. Let me check. I don't want to be wrong. 6th of December 2013, the day Nelson Mandela died. It's one of those like significant events that happen in every South African's life. Like I can very clearly remember when and where I was when I found out that he had died. I mean, obviously he brought this country up from the ashes, you know. So it follows a story across that just that one day, as I said before. The main character's name is Jin. She lives in New York, but she's come home for her mom's 80th birthday. So we get the perspective of Jin, who has a very tenuous relationship with her mother. We get her mother's perspective. We get their domestic worker's perspective, Mercy. And then we get 2 other characters. What's his name? September, who is a homeless man who begs at the robots, traffic lights to those who aren't South African. We call them robots. Do I know why? I don't know. And then his sister Dudu. And it's absolutely insane reading stuff like that, like in here. Like, it's very common for people to have names like Mercy and Patience and Goodness and things like names like that. So hearing that in here was really interesting, and hearing like the way the different characters speak. Like Fiona Melrose really manages to get like the mannerisms of different people, because obviously she's a white woman, she's not going to get it 100% right because she hasn't lived the experience, but it feels very authentic to the Johannesburg that I know. Like I lived in Johannesburg for 25 years. Like I only moved to Cape Town 5 years ago. So it's really cool being able to read things like this, like the surnames I hear every day. It's really fascinating so far. I'm really enjoying it, and it's made me realize I really need to read more South African authors, especially South African authors of color, because let's face it, people like me are only here because of colonialism. So, and we were taught about stuff in school, like when it comes to South African history and apartheid and things like that, but we were taught the facts and like the big events, but they never really went into too much nitty gritty, and they definitely didn't go into white privilege and how we benefited so greatly from that system, because I went to a predominantly white school. So unfortunately, it's just one of those things that happens. It's a private school, it's more expensive because of apartheid. People of color were fucked, and I mean, it's only been 30 years since apartheid finished, so because it ended the year I was born. So yeah, I really think it's something that I need to delve into, because I'm a South African. Like I need to find out more about my country. So I'm starting with Johannesburg, which I'm really liking, and then from then on I will be trying to pick up South African authors. Oh, we have a visitor. Do you want to come and say hi, my boy? Do you want to come say hi? Hmm? Don't you look at the camera? Look at. He likes close up, love. He likes to be really close in my face, hey? Okay, so I am going to. He's going to try to sit in my lap. I'm trying to finish this video. He's getting in my lap. So while he does this, probably shouldn't do that for audio, should I? I'm going to get back to work, and the next audiobook I'm listening to is On the Come Up by Andrew Thomas. So I will let you know how that goes, because I'm fucking excited for that one. That's going to be a jam. How am I supposed to work when my dog does this? Look at him. What an idiot. Hugo, what you doing, honey? What you doing? He looks insane. What you doing, boy? Oh, you're just having a bit of a stretch. Good morning. I'm just setting up for my appointment with my therapist. We do it digitally, so I have to make sure my laptop is all sorted. And then I need to go eat and wash my hair, because you've got to look presentable when you're seeing your therapist, so they don't worry. I try to solve my problem with this gross brown thing, but I need to find another curtain, because I do have another curtain exactly like that I can just stick over there and it'll look pretty. So I did read a little bit of Johannesburg this morning. My brother reminded me, before I get to that, that it's Black Friday and payday this weekend. Good God. So I am organizing it. I live with two of my brothers. I have 8 siblings. I live with 2 of my brothers, so like we have different cooking days, and my cooking days are Friday and Saturday. So I'm gonna need to buy my stuff today to avoid the craziness. I mean, I never go anywhere near sales, like Black Friday sales, ever, because I hate malls in any circumstance. Crowds make me nervous, and now fucking COVID, bruh. So I'm going to do that shopping today after my therapy. But yes, I've been reading some of this, and it's really good. I like it a lot. She actually brought up another big event that happened around that time, and I completely forgot that the timelines were so close, because I mean, how old was I then? I was 22. But I was studying architecture and didn't really do a good job of keeping hold of anything that was going on around me in the slightest. It's only in the last couple of years they've actually been like, find out about the world you're living in, you know? But I mentioned before that she had a homeless character called September. And he is homeless because he was part of the Marikana massacre. And obviously, I don't know how many of you are South African, but the Marikana massacre is so miners went on strike, because, I mean, it's quite a common occurrence here. Like, if your bosses aren't listening to you, especially if you're unionized, you strike. So these miners were on a peaceful strike for like 4 or 5 days, something like that, because they got paid pittance. I mean, for fuck's sake, like, to give you a little bit of background, Johannesburg in Zulu is Egoli, which means city of gold. It's as far as I know, it's still the only major capital city that's not based around a water source. It's based around gold. So there are a lot of gold mines. I mean, fuck, that's why people decided to colonize South Africa in the first place. We got gold, we got platinum, we've got coal, and we have diamonds. So yeah, everybody wanted to get in on that. And of course the rich white men would come in, pay the freaking people of color who actually like called this their home, like fucking pocket change, and throw them down a mine, you know? Like, I mean, not obviously practically, but you know what I mean. I mean, the pay is for that amount of work and for that danger, fucking disgusting. Like, absolutely. I mean, I know that the cost of living is different in different countries, but I once compared the minimum wage in like America and here, and I was like, it's practically riches in America. But anyway, and in the UK, I checked that too. But yeah, so these miners were striking, and the police, there was like this whole who gave the call. The higher ups blamed it on the policemen. The policemen said that they got a directive from the higher up, but they basically opened fire on the peaceful protesters, and they killed 34 miners. I think it's the most people that have ever been killed. The most use of lethal force. That's the term I'm looking for. The most use of lethal force by the police against the people since apartheid. So that, I remember that, like the time that it happened, it was I cannot imagine what it must have been like to be one of those people and to be one of those people's families. Jesus. Anyway, so this guy in Johannesburg, the book, not the place, was caught by a bullet, and it cut like a chunk out of his head. But yeah, it reminded me of that, and I was like, oh man, that's another piece of South African history I completely forgot happened. So I need to actually look it up. I did find a really good, like exactly the book that I've been looking for, because I want to learn about queer history in South Africa. One of the South African booktubers mentioned it on her story. I cannot for the life of me remember her name right now, but if I remember, I'll put it in the doobly-doo, because I've got to support the South African booktube community, even though I don't know how many of us are there. But yeah, that was quite it was a cool thing to, not a cool thing, it was just, it's even more incentive for me to go and find out more of this stuff, because I mean the Marikana massacre was horrendous, absolutely fucking horrendous, and it's too common that shit like that happens. Yeah, this clip is quite long now. Whoopsie. That's the last thing I wanted to say, is that if anybody tells me that yoga is not proper exercise again, I'll be like, you do that yin yoga freaking class that I did yesterday, because oh my word, like I did use yoga with Cassandra on YouTube. I'm pointing at my laptop, that's why I'm doing this, because you are resting on my laptop. But holy shit, yin yoga, you literally hold a pose for like a really long period of time, and you're not supposed to put any strength into it. You're just supposed to like sort of relax and let your muscles, slowly. Oh, my old lady back is feeling it right now. I mean, I have scoliosis, not bad scoliosis, but scoliosis of some form. So I've always had a bad back, and my posture was terrible when I was a kid. So, I'm sore today. So I'm going to take a break from exercise today so that my back can chill. And then, so now I'm going to eat instead of exercising, and then see my therapist. Yeah, I will update you later. Hi, good afternoon. I am finished work for the day. I haven't read anything else yet, but first, if I bounce, it's because my chair is a physio ball. Jesus. But when I was reading Johannesburg, obviously it's about the day Mandela died, and I have my 2012 diary. I think this went from like 2012 to 2014 or something. I didn't diary a lot. I didn't journal a lot during these years because I was studying architecture, and I was dead inside. Fuck studying architecture. What an awful degree. Do not recommend, unless you really like it. I don't know. Anyway, can you tell? I've always loved collaging. There's my little brother and my grandmother. Oh my god, wait. I thought that was my youngest brother. It's my second youngest brother, and he looks so small. Oh my god, I'm so old. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I lost my page. Where is it? Yeah. So I cut out some clippings that are from the day that the book is talking about. I have the newspapers. So this is Lalegatles Tata, which is the name that people used to call him Tata Mediba. I think it's like grandfather kind of vibe. But Lalegatle means sleep well. And there's a quote from him and a picture from when he was young. "You look how young, oh my god." And then this really sweet picture, this lady. I cried like a little bitch when this happened, oh my god. Yes, visiting cancer patient in, Jesus, 1998. Yeah, 1998. From 1918 to 2013. That is a long old life. And he went to prison and everything. What a bomb ass dude. It's like the most basic thing to say about Mandela. I was only meant to show you this, but I actually forgot to mention that I saw him in person. I went to a 46664 concert, which is his charity. And he came out to speak, and a South African singer called Johnny Clegg, he's also passed away recently. He does this, has this song called Bonanga, and it's about Mandela, and he started singing that song, and then Grace, Mandela's wife, started helping Mandela out, because I mean at that point he was already so frail. And this was years before I was still in high school, and you know, I cannot remember a thing he said because I just cried the whole time. Fucking emotional teenager, but yeah, it was very cool. It was very, very cool. I like reading this book. It's bringing up old memories, and it's making me feel very patriotic. Yeah, I suppose that's the only way I can use, like, word I can use to describe it. It's interesting. That bastard, that is my freaking expensive ass coat. Like, literally the only expensive thing I own. What is he doing? I'm going to go murder my cat. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I am still in my workout gear, as you can see. Josie. I am going to be doing chores and tidying because that's what happens on the weekend. And my dogs are molting so bad. There's so much hair. Not going to be doing too much physical reading, but while I do the dishes and stuff, I'm going to be listening to On the Come Up, which is already so good. It's so good. I think I'm only like 2 hours in to like an 11-hour audiobook, and yes, it's sick. I really recommend listening to that audiobook because, like, I don't think I can really appreciate, like, I like hip-hop. I didn't used to like hip-hop. I like hip-hop now. Like a proper good rapper, you know, I can definitely appreciate that, but when it's written on the page, because I got no rhythm, I can't picture it as how sick it sounds when someone who does get the rhythm right does it. So when Barney Turpin does it, you can hear the flow that Angie Thomas was sort of going for. I look like such a fucking basic white dude doing that, but let's stop that. Let's put our hands behind our backs, as my mom would say whenever we went to a shop where there was anything breakable. We had to walk around like this because she knew we were chaos. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. I'm gonna go do the dishes and listen to On the Come Up. Alrighty, so we've come to the end of my first weekly reading vlog. Yay! I promised by the next time I would have found a curtain to fit there. It's under my bed. I'm lazy, okay? Okay, so in this reading vlog, I think it was actually quite successful. I managed to finish 2 books, Purple Hibiscus, and no, I finished 3 books, Purple Hibiscus, Godsgrave, Johannesburg. I finished Johannesburg this morning. It's really beautiful. It's like I can't tell you a lot of the stuff that happens because it does spoil it, because it's very much based around like people and their relations between one another, depending on, like, there's any connection from like as close as somebody's parent to like a guy like a homeless man that the guy sees outside his office every day, you know. So I love the complexity of the connections between people, because it happens. I mean, it probably happens in every city, but it feels very true to Joburg as it is. There was one scene where, like, I can't tell you, because I want you to go read this. This is really worth reading, and I'm so excited that I found a South African author that I really love, and I'm going to go pick up her other stuff as soon as I can. So there's one scene in here that I know that wouldn't have occurred, especially a rich white woman living in Houghton, which is where this took place. There is no chance in hell she would have done one of the things she did. I'm just going to leave it at that. It just wouldn't happen here. Anyway, so I highly recommend this one. So I finished this one. I won't give you a rundown, because when people give rundowns in weekly vlogs, I usually skip over it. Or because it's going to be in my wrap up anyway. Then I finished Godsgrave. I started On the Come Up, which I'm still getting through. I'm getting through that really fast. It's so good. And then I had one DNF this week. So the book that I'm going to start reading is called Untorn Tickets by Paul Burke. My dad just put it into my hand and said, read this. So I've got no idea what it's about, and that's my favorite way of going into reading a book. So I'm just going to start reading it and see what happens. And that'll be in the vlog that I start tomorrow. Anyway, so until next time, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it down below. My brother is mooning me. I'm going to put this in. I'm putting this in to shame you. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Be kind to people, be kind to yourself, wear a mask, and I'll see you next time.